Hey everyone, welcome back to Heart and Life Sailing. Today we're finally hoisting and installing our Bimini Dodger. Been preparing for this moment for weeks, but we have to admit we're feeling a bit nervous.
Definitely. It is a big step and we want to make sure we get it right. But hey, that's all part of the adventure, right?
The first step is to attach the hoisting straps to the Dodger. We want to make sure that they're secure before we attempt to hoist it onto the boat.
We want to make sure we're lifting it evenly to avoid any mishaps.
Right, it's all about patience and precision. Enjoy this video. Good morning everyone. Today is the day we're going to be hoisting the hardtop. So you can see in the corners there where the straps go around, I put padding and I made some wood blocks that wrap around the edges. That'll spread the load. And then I have a bridle that comes up here to the main halyard. Everything's tied with bowline knots. And I still have about, I estimate 35 feet of halyard there, which is more than enough to get over this. I only need about maybe 15-20 feet. And I laid some 2x4s and cushions on this side of it on the ground, so that if I start lifting it and the ground people can't keep that left side of it in the air, like if it wants to drag towards the boat, that'll hopefully capture some of that and protect it, or if it decides to roll or something. We lowered it down, it went well, but lifting it is going to be a little bit different of a ball game. And I laid a cushion over top of the railing here of the stairs. And what the game plan here is, probably I'll be using the winch, and we have two people on the ground with the red-white rope because the thicker diameter, so it's easier to hold on to. That one goes around the main beam, and then the blue one's just as a guide, so if it starts rotating, someone can help steer it with that while I run the winch. And then Mary's probably gonna, once it's in the air, come up the stairs, and as we're lowering it down, or as it gets over the boat, she can guide it, because at that point it doesn't weigh as much. It's not that it doesn't weigh as much, but the weight will be held vertically instead of having to pull it horizontally, so she can just steer it and set it down with the bolts going through those holes. And then we'll dry fit it and pull it back up. I gotta clean the tape and everything off of the bolts, and then the next step, so keep watching. That's it? That's it.
It's done?
Oh man, that was hard to winch.
I see it, that's there.
My body's trembling. Alright everybody, hardtop is up, it's not installed. I still got to test the wires, clean the bolts and everything, but wow, that was a workout. Everybody was at their limits of being able to pull it away from the boat. The winching was so hard that after it got 5 feet off the ground, I had to call for Mary to come and help. So both of us were on the winch. And at that point, it still had to go up to another 12 feet. So yeah, we're exhausted. It's exhilarating, it's scary and nervous.
I'm so nervous, people.
And exhausting.
I'm just nervous. Like my legs are still shaking. That was a hell of a good job, Mike. It was a successful hoist.
No damage.
Not that we know yet. We got to take that
I don't
off.
think there will be. The rigging, the hoist, it all went really well. The last minute decision to put a cushion over top of the stairs worked out very well, because they needed to gently set it against that so that they could re-establish a footing on the ground, because it's just gravel here. And they're using their whole body weight to pull it away from the boat, so their footing starts going. You know, they got to assess that. So having that cushioning there really helped. Having Mary on the winch really helped it. Everything went perfectly, but it was a challenge. It was an exhausting challenge.
Thank you everyone for helping us hoist it. Robbie's helper.
Ken and Thomas came to help.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you everybody for your help. And we're going to start making preparations now to install this. There's lots of challenges.
Lots of challenges. But we're closer to splash day.
Keep watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Just cleaning up these threads, getting the tape off and the bit of excess residue. There's a bit of buildup around these wires here. I don't want to touch the wires, so just carefully filing around it. It's been upside down for a while, or right side up. So I haven't been able to do it, plus it was taped up for painting. I had to leave it taped up. Just making my way around here, trying to clean it all up. Carefully remove bits. Been taped up for so long, didn't realize how much of a bulge there is here. We need this to come down flat, so I'm trying to clean this up. Measuring for back plates, 3/8 bolt, 9 7/16. Working it up and down to file the hole just a hair, because we have a hair here and we only need not even a 16th there. It's super close. This is sloped. I'm trying to get underneath it a bit more. We have a real nice tight fit. Alright, I might be making this look lightweight, but it's not. It's still being held up by the halyard most of the weight. Let's move over to this side. Test the wires. Make sure I have continuity going from that's going to the boat to here and make sure nothing happened during all this construction. And then one wire going to the back for lights and one wire going to the front here. So it's pretty easy to test them. Just gotta get all this stuff off. See if there's power. If it can put power through it, then I'm good. I should get a reading of nearly 0. What's it say?
0.321.
0.1, that's good. Now red.
The red is very bad, like you.
Yeah, just shove it in there.
Okay. -1, 0.1, 0.6,
Alright.
0.11, 17,
Good.
24.
Red now?
Yeah, 0.1.
I gotta tape both sides, top and bottom. So 4 times around I gotta go here with masking tape. So when we put in the adhesive, which we're using white 4200, when it squishes out, it won't get all over the paint or gel coat. And then I can just go around with a putty knife or my finger, smooth it over, and then peel the tape off. A little bit high in the back here, like a bit too much gap. And that's just because there's a little bit extra fiberglass around these bolts to get it to sit just a little bit lower. We don't want the weight just sitting on that one spot. I want the weight spread.
Well, people, I'm gonna tell you something. It's not done 100%, but man, I can feel the breeze here now. It's nice and fresher. We got no windows right now and feeling way different and bright.
I just want a little bit of tension on this side so that when we lower it into place, it's going to sit exactly where I want it, because right now it's just a little bit off. What I was doing here is taping this off really nice and close. I want it flush looking in on the top, flush looking down for the bottom, so that there's as little of the caulking showing as possible. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna wipe off as much as I can so that so you basically aren't gonna see it. It's just gonna be like a gasket on there. So because this isn't sitting 100% flat on here anymore, reason being, you know, I've done some work on the bottom of this while it was upside down, and I guess, you know, some areas get a little thicker than other areas, a little bit more than I thought, but it's still totally doable. So if you're wondering these numbers here, now what I did, because I'm going to be lifting this up to apply all the caulking, I'm putting numbers of how thick the gap is, and that goes all the way around so that I know how much of the 4200 I'm going to put in those areas. I don't want to put, you know, big blobs in areas where it's going to be sitting right tight, because then it's just going to all squish out. And at $50 a tube, I don't want it all just squishing out. I only want a little bit squishing out everywhere. So I'm going to adjust my flow rate as I go around, and hope to get a good seat. We really only get one shot at it. So what I've done, just to help keep it aligned, I've got this ratchet on here. So once I set it down, I can make little adjustments here, because it's just a little bit less proud on this side than that side. But by just putting a little bit of tension on it, it's not that tight. Just a little bit of tension on it, it's enough to flex it to line up better. Lastly, I'm going to be running a line from the bridle I have here, these straps, down to the mizzen mast to keep this from moving forward, because I will be raising, that's why I left this bridle all on here. I'm going to be raising this up about maybe 10 inches, so I have lots of room to get in there with the caulking gun and clean it all up, press the top of the tape down nice and tight, clean it all up with acetone, and then lay a nice bead of 4200 white all the way around. And then we're just going to set it down, let it harden overnight, and this end of the project will be done. So next up on the list is making these windows. That's going to be fun, exciting, and challenging, so make sure you watch that. Very last things will probably be hooking up the lights. Probably hard to see on camera, but I have a tube here. This tube was literally just to keep this wire away from all the work I was doing, and it doubled as gives me a nice round cavity inside there to tuck the wires in. So once I'm installing the light, I'm going to be cutting this off flush. I'll have a nice round cavity. I can install the lights and then tuck the wires inside of that cavity. So that is where we are right now. Keep watching. That was by far the worst caulking job I've ever done. I've been in cabin crew my whole life and take pride in doing perfect caulk lines around counters and such, but that is all waterproof caulking. This stuff's supposed to be cleaned up by acetone. As soon as we laid it out, it was skinned already. The acetone wouldn't wipe it. It would just ball up, it would roll, it would smear and then pull out of the joint. Like nothing was wiping it clean away. I'm gonna have to do my best to cut it out after it dries. I'll cut out whatever's exposed and get a new tube of 4200 and just do a little bit and clean it, a little bit and clean it, and make my way all the way around, because basically it wipes away in the first 1 minute. You can clean it up properly, but after 2 minutes in this heat, it's just a mess. It's already skinned over, so there's nothing to wipe clean. It just peels off. Yeah. It's too bad. All that preparation of making perfect tape lines, and it just made a mess because it was dried up on the tape. Not even sure how I would have done it differently. Maybe do one thick glob of caulking just around the middle part, and then afterwards go around and do a seal on the inside and the outside. So that you're only working with, like, initially glue it down, but then for the part where you're trying to do a clean job of it, you can only work on a very small part at a time because it dries super fast. It's fast cure, but I mean, I'm in Trinidad. I was lucky to even find white 4200 at $50 a tube. This is the only one they have is fast cure. There is no regular cure. I don't even know if there is a regular cure option, but already in the 4 stores I went to, there's only one you can carry it. It's been a long day. It's time for a beer. Cheers. Hard top is finally up. Still work to do. Just keep following.
Thanks a lot for watching. In our next video, we start installing the plexiglass windows, but something goes wrong. Come back next week to see how we solve it.